2025 Wilkes County Board of Education to order. First, I'd like to remind the public that this meeting is being live streamed through Wilkes County Schools YouTube channel. The public can view the meeting through the links on the district's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages and the website. Do I hear a motion on the agenda?
Mr. Chair,
Mrs. Boyette.
I move that we approve the agenda.
Second.
All right, it has been moved by Mrs. Boyette and seconded by Ms. Powell that we approve the agenda. Is there any discussion?
Yes, very briefly. In administrative services, one of our line items had to be moved from action to information. And at the appropriate time, and after we hear this motion, or I vote on this motion, I'd move to amend the agenda prior to its approval. Well, I think we got to vote on the first one.
All right, so any other discussion? All right, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
So we need to adjust this.
We
and
need
then
to
vote.
adjust the agenda for administrative
All right.
services.
So do you want to make or are you okay taking your motion off the table?
My motion is gone.
All right.
If you take a friendly amendment
All right.
to move the action from the administrative services from an action item to an information item, that would resolve that issue.
Friendly amendment then.
Oh, so I'm back to okay. Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the agenda with the change from administrative services, moving item B under action items, school resource, no, it wasn't.
D.
D, item D regarding student accident insurance policies into an information item, and we'll make it B.
Second.
All right. So it has been moved by Ms. Boyette and seconded by Mr. Breen that we move item D, student accident policies, to the information items under B and approve the agenda. Is there any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. All right, I am going to turn it over to Mr. Batts for the Pledge of Allegiance and moment of silence.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Batts. All right, next on our agenda, we have the approval of the minutes.
Mr. Chairman,
Dr. Fitch.
I move that the minutes of May 19th, 2025, regular board meeting be approved.
Second.
All right, it has been moved by Dr. Fitch and seconded by Mr. Breen that the minutes of May 19th, 2025 be approved. Is there any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Dr. Mills, your news presentation, Mr. Batts.
Board members, audience members, we've got a full room tonight, but we've got a lot of teams to recognize and a lot of STEM in the house. So we've got the middle school STEM robotics competition winner up first. And Wilson County Schools recently hosted the middle school STEM robotics competition, and the Reef Rangers team from Spate Middle School won first place. And so they're going to make their way in now. Let them head on up here. The team members are Alira, Carter, Deanna, Joshua, Martin, Juan, And media coordinator and coach Rebecca Williams. And let me tell you a little bit about what they did. During the competition, the team worked collaboratively on various challenges based on the graphic novel, The Aquanaut. Students participated in a series of challenges to earn points, including a surprise STEM build where teams were split between mission control and deep sea command. Working together, they had to communicate effectively to build a grabber device capable of opening a lever to rescue trapped animals. Another challenge was a robotics programming competition set on a coral reef where students had to navigate obstacles and rescue as many sea creatures as possible before time ran out. Students also prepared a public service announcement and project to share information about ocean conservation. It was obviously a fun day of STEM, teamwork and critical thinking, and hands-on learning. So I don't even know how you guys have time to do anything, let alone figure all this out. But congratulations on your win. That is a lot of hard work and a lot of teamwork, and we're very proud of you. So we wanted to recognize you tonight. Congrats on the big win. And now we need to get some pictures, and your families can get some pictures. So first, get them below. There we go. There we go. Now. There we go. All right, families and parents before they run, because they're going to run. Any other pictures? Hold up. All day long selfies in one picture we want to take. Good. Again, congratulations to the Reef Rangers team from Spate, first place in the middle school STEM's robotic team. Nice job. And from middle school, we're going to switch to high school. The high school STEM robotics competition was also recently completed, and Team 1 from Fike High School won first place. So they're making their way in now. Team members are Meadow, Dylan, Edison, media coordinator Coach Beth Dollar, and math teacher Elizabeth Tedder. Come on in. So during the competition, students were challenged to put their problem-solving and teamwork skills to the test through a series of intense, real-world inspired scenarios. Each team faced 3 extreme climate challenges based on the novel 2 Degrees, which explores the impact of climate change on young people around the world. In each scenario, teams had to think quickly, collaborate under pressure, and apply their robotics knowledge to complete critical missions. These high-stakes simulations push students to showcase their technical abilities and work together toward a common goal. It was a great experience that combined STEM learning with real-world relevance and creative problem-solving. Congratulations to Fike High's Team 1 for winning the competition. We know that that's in addition to all the other things you're doing in high school and beyond. So that's a lot of extra, but we're very proud of you. And now it's time for pictures and all the goodies that come with it. Stay right there. Don't move.
You're doing perfect.
Don't move. Don't move.
Thank you so much.
All good? Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you. All right, keeping with the theme, the first Lego League robotics competition winner was also held recently, and the team from Frederick Douglass Elementary won first place. And the team members are Amia, James, Mason, August, Chloe, Cooper, Catherine, Caleb, and media coordinator coach Catherine Taylor. Come on in the house. Now, with this group, it wasn't the first competition of the kind. FIRST is actually an acronym for FIRST Robotics, for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology. The team competed with Wilson and Edgecombe County teams and won the local competition in April. FIRST Lego League is a national robotics league where students work together to solve challenges through two parts: coding a Lego Spike robot and presenting an innovation project. This year's challenge focused on exploring life beneath the ocean and discovering solutions for healthy oceans. Teams had to come up with an innovative solution and present their designs to a panel of judges. Out of 7 competing teams, Frederick Douglass won grand champion, scoring high in all categories. We're very proud of these students for the great job they did working together and competing in the event. So again, congratulations. We know it's extra work and extra time that you have to dodge those Lego pieces on the floor, parents. Those feel really good on bare feet. And I saw Miss Westerwood and Miss Orr here as well. But thank you for all your support and the extra things that you do in the classroom and beyond students to do this. So let's take your pictures and recognize you. And thank you for stepping up and representing us across counties. And congratulations. If you ever wanted a group of people to program your thermostat and/or VCR, if they still make those tonight, these are your folks to keep up with. Daylight savings time, maybe these people to call. Next up, the NASA North Carolina Space Grant Plant the Moon Best in Show winner. Man, congrats to several students from Hunt High School for winning the NASA North Carolina Space Grant Plant the Moon Best in Show award for evaluation of results. The team members are Zyra, Dyra, Jaden, Alyssa, science teacher and coach Victoria Kirby. She's out of town and couldn't be here tonight, so you guys are winging it and doing a fine job representing. Let me tell you what they did. They competed against multiple high schools from across the state and conducted experiments aimed at growing plants in simulated lunar soil. I hope it's simulated, otherwise we got a problem, don't we? Together, they've designed and executed a series of plant growth trials exploring how variables like nutrients, light, and water impact plant development. Throughout the process, they carefully documented their methods, analyzed the results, and shared their findings through detailed reports and presentations submitted to NASA scientists. Their work contributes to vital research on sustaining life and growing food during future lunar missions. This is a very incredible achievement, and we're proud of you. This is a big deal. Congratulations. You should be proud, and thanks for representing us. Could use some help at my house with some of the tomato plants. I could use whatever pointers you got. Picture time, anyone? Yep, getting it. All right, congrats. And last recognition tonight is for our regional state Math 3 competition winner. Oof. For our last award, we want to recognize. We've had so much flow tonight. Elena Iden, a freshman from Hunt High School. Come on up. We're recognizing her outstanding performance in the annual East Carolina University Regional Math Competition. Her success at the regional level qualified her to compete at the state math competition held in Fayetteville on April 30th. Competing as a freshman currently enrolled in Math 3, she placed 6th in the entire state. Oof. This accomplishment reflects her talent, hard work, and dedication to math. It also reflects a lot of big knowledge of math. Whoa. It is also a testament to the excellence we strive for in our schools and a shining example of what determination can achieve. Congratulations. We're so proud of her. We also want to thank her AIG teacher, Leanne Turner, who is also here tonight, for her support. Congratulations on the recognition and the performance that you put in representing our school system. It is a really strong performance. You should be very proud. And what a gift. Thank you. It's amazing. And board members, that is all for this month.
Big deals,
Yeah, I think Ms. Kirby's actually at some conference at Wake Forest right now.
Somebody that didn't have where, but I think she represents school system.
Yeah.
We can plug that in, if you know where it is. Say so.
Give him
I wasn't sure, so let's go. I think she represented, let's see. She's out of town, if you got that.
she's at an environmental service science conference at Wake Forest.
Would you let everybody know? Okay, fine. That's an amazing bunch.
Like nowish.
I'd ask the chair, I think that'd be good to know.
Mr. Chair, just as everybody's sort of on the way, Ms. Kirby from the, was the teacher and advisor for the group from Hunt. She's not just out of town, she's not taking early summer vacation. She's actually at an environmental science conference at Wake Forest, representing the school district there.
Very nice. Thank you for that. All right, thank you, Dr. Mills and Mr. Batts. Next on our agenda, we have the chairman's report. So firstly, I'd like to give a big congratulations to the 752 of our seniors that have recently graduated. This is a huge accomplishment, and I know that your family, along with our board, central office, and the community are proud of you. We also had a retirement ceremony last week for our retiring staff members. It was a great event, and there was a lot of familiar faces there. We would like to thank each and every one of our staff members for all they've done for our students, and we hope that you enjoy your retirement. I visited the bus yard this past week and was able to see where NCDOT had come out and regraded our parking lot. It's a gravel parking lot, and there's a lot of traffic that goes through there. So over time, it needs attention. DOT came over. They did a wonderful job. It looks brand new. So a huge thank you to them. Also, this week I visited Springfield Middle School to check out the repairs from where it was struck by the tornado. The repairs are moving along nicely. The new roof looks really good. They have brick back up on the exterior. The sheetrock's back up on the interior. I'd like to thank Dr. Williams, his whole team, and Barnhill for being on top of the repairs. And that's going to conclude my report, and I'm going to pass it over to you, Dr. Mills.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, board members, audience members, as Mr. Boykin said, graduation and last day of school is snuck up on us. It is kind of hard to believe, but I would wish all of our students, staff, and families a very safe and relaxing summer. Gosh, hard to believe another year's done, but we have an array of summer programs that will begin very soon. And I'm not even going to begin to talk about them or go over them because it's just too many to name. And that's Miss May's area, so she can cover all those. But we've got plenty going on this summer, as we always do, and we're very thankful for the staff that choose to work with us in the summer to provide an extension of learning because we know it continues throughout, and it needs to continue throughout the summer. So we'll be bringing more about that and following up about our summer learning opportunities. I did want to point out one thing as a celebration and you heard about some of those students tonight. Just at the end of May, we were very honored to have the State Superintendent Mo Green and State Representative Dante Pittman come to our very own Frederick Douglass Elementary to celebrate our school's big achievement as a North Carolina STEM school distinction. You heard all the STEM activities people were just talking about, but for Frederick Douglass, that was a lot of extra work and preparation and commitment by the staff and the leadership, Ms. Westerwood and Ms. Orr, and the students and families. But that is the first one for us in Wilson County. Won't be the last, but it's one of only 54 schools in the state to earn the recognition as a North Carolina STEM school distinction. And I think people need to realize what that means. That is not just a label, that is a credential that actually carries with it a lot of weight and a lot of earned credential and preparation. And the process which goes through is rigorous, including visitations and preparation from the classrooms. And our guests visited classrooms to see the STEM activities in action. And you can tell when you visit, it's not just a one-off. It's not just a visit day. These are actual daily practices and ingrained. And I think that's what was so exciting when we visited that day. But the students gathered in the gym for the presentation. And again, their behavior and their interactions with us was so outstanding. We're very proud of the students and staff. Again, one of only 54 schools in statewide to earn the recognition since 2014. If you think about that, what that means out of our state. So if you see folks that are members of staff or have students there at Frederick Douglass, be sure to recognize them and congratulate them, because it is a big deal. And I think there's things like that recognize the extra work beyond the school day of all of our schools need to be celebrated, and this is just one of those examples. So congratulations to them. It's just another example of some things that are happening in our school system that needs to be displayed and recognized. So, Mr. Chair, that's all I have.
All right, thank you, Dr. Mills. All right, now it is time for our public input. I'd like to remind the public that each person is granted 3 minutes for his or her presentation. This portion of the meeting is for the board to hear matters of interest to the public. However, obscene or vulgar statements, personal attacks, and statements reasonably perceived to be disruptive or imminently threatening to the orderly operation of the meeting shall not be permitted. We have one speaker signed up tonight, and it is Ms. Ashley Gonzalez Garcia, speaking about Brighter Strides ABA. Please come up to the podium. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm really appreciative of the opportunity to just come in here and let you know a little bit about what Brighter Strides ABA is. I'm primarily a field marketing representative for Brighter Strides here in Wilson. We're opening up a brand new location on Executive Park Drive in about 2 months or so, and we are accepting referrals right now. Along with that, I'm also a Wilson native. I graduated from James B. Hunt in 2021, and I'm very happy to be back in Wilson representing Brighter Strides. I'm also an advocate for autism support, and ASD, autism spectrum disorders. And that is what Brighter Strides is all about. They primarily focus on supporting children, adolescents, adults, teenagers who have autism, from in-home visits, clinical visits, in-school visits, daycare visits. They do the whole works from the diagnosis process all the way up. And they truly, truly, truly are about just supporting the families and the children, the adolescents, as much as they possibly can. The team is fantastic. They are state-approved psychologists and therapists. They get all the personal trainings as well. And they are CPR certified. Anything that they can do to ensure that the family and the child is as well taken care of and supported as possible, they do. And right now, just in North Carolina, we have 300 people working to support the state. It started off in Maryland, but now we're moving on. Along with that, I really, really wanted to emphasize that we have contracts with about 5 other school districts, some in North Carolina and a couple other states, and they really, really are very happy with the work that they've been doing and everything they've been able to do for the children in the school system. I primarily came up here today to just speak to you guys a little bit about what ABA therapy was, but also to advocate for the company and to see if maybe in the future we could have some form of connection, a referral system, a contract, anything of the sort, after-school programs, just school programs in general, just for the child to receive as much support as possible. That's what we would love to do, and if given the opportunity, I would love to come back and speak to you guys again and see if we can set up some form of referral program, just so in the future, like I said, every child is supported. And if there are absolutely any questions, I would love to address them in a later time. But our vision and mission is just to provide personalized evidence-based ABA therapy and that empowers the child and that family. Just thank you guys very much.
Thank you. All right, fellow board members, we have a couple options here. We can direct the chairman to respond on behalf of the board. We can direct the administration to respond to the concern. We can refer the matter to a board committee. We can refer the matter to administration, or we can place the matter of concern on the agenda for a future meeting.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Green.
it would be my position that we ask administration to respond.
All right.
I agree.
All right. Dr. Mills, it sounds like, take care of that. I'm going to ask you to respond.
Sir.
All right. Next on the agenda, we have committee reports. So I'm going to pass it over to Mr. Breen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We convened today at 3:30 p.m. The first thing we did was we received information regarding several contracts. The first is with J&R Mitchell Septic Tank Cleaning Services LLC to provide grease trap cleaning and removal, which will amount to $42,000 for the 2025-2026 school year. The second is with Hershey Ice Cream to provide ice cream for school nutrition and school nutrition a la carte sales, the amount of $33,024. The third was a contract with SFS Pack Division of Portion Pack Chemical Corporation, which will essentially provide cleaning chemicals to assist with our dishwasher and things like that, in the amount of $56,677.40. The fourth contract was with Johnson Controls Fire Protection, and that's for the inspection of fire alarm and sprinkler systems in our schools for 2025-2026, in the amount of $52,988.50. The fifth contract was with North Carolina Sound, which is a service contract for bells, intercoms, door access controls, and security cameras in the amount of $10,675. This current contract only covers service for those items. Any kind of new purchases and installation will be invoiced separately. The sixth contract we had was with Clegg's Termite and Pest Control, and that's to get rid of some fire ants at Wilson County Schools in the amount of $57,081. The seventh contract is with Premier Landscaping to provide beginning of the year school maintenance of flower beds and landscape areas to get everything looking right before the kids come back, not to exceed $87,000. And the last contract, or the eighth contract, is with J.B. Weaver Incorporated, and that's for the purchase and installation of a digital marquee sign at Elm City Middle School. For the uninitiated, Elm City Middle School's original signage out there was hit by a car. The total contract price is $45,187.28. Half of that is going to be paid out of the insurance proceeds we received from that vehicle striking that sign, and the other half is going to be kicked in from our local fund. The next information item that we had was in regards to our 2025-2026 student accident insurance policies. And I would ask Ms. Shannon Collins to provide us with that information or an overview of that information because she knows way more about it than I do.
Good evening, board members, Dr. Mills, and audience members. The 2025-2026 student accident insurance policies are up for renewal. This year, Chubb will be the company that will be providing the accidental insurance, replacing QBE. That will be through the Young Group again. There will be no premium change for the district for the 2025 through 2027 school year. There were some policy enhancements that we were able to take advantage of at no additional cost. That includes heat stroke, heart malfunction, and there was a violence coverage added to the policy. The insurance policy for coverage, the standard coverage for pre-K through 12th grade is $5,862. The athletic coverage is $24,086. That covers our middle school and high school students. And that also includes our band, JROTC, and before and after school. Our catastrophic insurance coverage is a Class 3. The coverage is up to $5 million. That covers our middle school and high school students as well, and that amount is $9,460.
Thank you, Ms. Collins.
Yes, sir.
I hope we don't have to use it, but it's good to know that we have it. Then we had several action items. The first was in regards to the 2025-2026 facility rental fees. There's no meaningful change to the rental fees other than the change of the dates on the policy and application that we put forth to the community so that they have the opportunity to rent our facilities. Mr. Chair,
Mr. Burton.
on behalf of the Administrative Services Committee, I move that we adopt the 2025-2026 facility rental fees.
All right, it's been moved by Mr. Breen and seconded by Mr. Batts that we adopt the 2025-2026 facility rental fees. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Mr. Breen.
The next action item we had was the School Resource Officer Memorandum of Understanding that we execute yearly with the Wilson County Sheriff's Office. Again, after review, there are no meaningful changes to the Memorandum of Understanding with the exception of the date. Mr. Chair, on behalf of the Administrative Services Committee, I'd move that we adopt the School Resource Officer Memorandum of Understanding.
All right, it has been moved by Mr. Breen, seconded by Dr. Fitch and Mr. Batts, that we adopt the School Resource Officer Memorandum of Understanding. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Mr. Breen.
Then we received eight contracts, or reviewed 8 contracts that require board approval because the threshold amount exceeds $90,000. I'll go through all of these in turn and then ask that they be voted on as a slate as they are all enumerated in the précis. The first is with Mayola, and that's to provide milk and milk components for school nutrition meals in the amount of $397,234.23. The second is with R&H Produce to provide fruit and vegetable components for school nutrition meals in the amount of $270,378. The third is with Cisco Raleigh, which essentially is to provide groceries in the amount of $3,027,537.32. The fourth is with Riverside Paper Supply, and that's to get paper products for school nutrition in the amount of $282,579.34. It's important to note that those first 4 contracts will all be paid from the school nutrition fund. The fifth contract was with Swiftway Transit LLC, and that's to provide contract transportation services for EC students. That's an amount not to exceed $1,500,000. It's important to note that while traditional, in the past couple of years, we've used 2 vendors for transportation services for our exceptional student population. We are just moving forward for 2025, 2026 with Swiftway Transit LLC. The sixth contract is with Point Security Incorporated. That's to provide open gate weapons detection systems for Daniels Learning Center, Darden Middle School, Elm City Middle School, Forest Hills Middle School, Spate Middle School, and Springfield Middle School in the amount of $253,185.24. The district will only be responsible for $53,185.24 of that because the bulk of it, $200,000, is coming from the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction Center for Safety Schools Safety Grant. Contract 7 and 8 are both with Mobile Modular. We've got kind of a good problem, but a problem that puts us in an interesting position. Lucama Elementary School and Rock Ridge Elementary School are above capacity. We've got too many kids. That area's going through a fantastic period of growth, which is great for those areas. It's great for our school system, but we've got to be able to safely and comfortably accommodate those students. So we have 2 contracts with Mobile Modular to provide and install a dual classroom modular unit at Lucama Elementary School and Rock Ridge Elementary School. They're both 24-month leases in the amount of $2,634 per month. Charges upon delivery, $20,956. Charges upon return, $11,844. Just like with Springfield, I think it's important to note that these are not the modular units of our childhood. Mr. Borkin, rather, these are the modular units of the future. And they come from the same company that we utilized with Springfield Elementary School. These are all appropriately wired. They all have HVAC. They're all well lit. They're not the modular units we grew up with. That being said, Mr. Chair, I move on the behalf of the Administrative Services Committee, we adopt the 8 contracts as listed in the précis. Yeah, that's the entire motion.
All right, it has been moved by Mr. Breen and seconded by Dr. Fitch and Mr. Batts that we adopt all 8 contracts listed in the précis.
If you're not tired of listening to me yet, Mr. Chair, we have several, did you take the vote?
Well, I was about to call for discussion.
Oh, okay, call for discussion. I'm sorry, I'm wrong.
You're all right. All right, is there any discussion on these 8 contracts? All right, then all in favor, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Mr. Burton.
Mr. Chair, this time, we received information about 1, 2, 3, 4 budget amendments for the 2025 year. They are all to align with monies that have been received and expenditures that we have made over a very recent period. Of note, in the local revenue fund, there's $7,500 that we received from Healthcare in the Carolinas, which represents a partnership with Healthcare in the Carolinas as well as the Carolina Panthers that will bring women's flag football to Wilson County schools in the fall of 2025, which is exciting. And Mr. Chair, I move that we adopt the 2024-2025 budget amendments to the state expense fund, local revenue fund, capital outlay expense fund, and federal expense fund as recommended by administration.
All right, it's been moved by Mr. Breen and seconded by Dr. Fitch and Mr. Batts that we adopt the 2024-2025 budget amendments that are the state expense fund, the local special revenue fund, the capital outlay expense fund, and the federal expense fund. Is there any discussion? All in favor, let it be known by the sign of aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously.
The next thing we discussed was the superintendent authorization to approve year-end budget amendments. This is something, to the 2024-2025 budget. This is something we do annually. On behalf of the Administrative Services Committee, I move that we give the superintendent authorization to approve year-end budget amendments as recommended by administration.
All right, it has been moved by Mr. Breen, seconded by Mr. Batts, that we give the superintendent authorization to approve year-end budget amendments. Is there any discussion? All in favor, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously.
The last item we have from Administrative Services is the 2025-2026 continuing budget resolution. Again, this is something we do in June, pretty much every year. And Mr. Chair, I move that on behalf of the Administrative Services Committee that we adopt the continuing budget resolution as recommended by administration.
Second.
All right, it has been moved by Mr. Breen and seconded by Dr. Fitch that we adopt the 2025-2026 continuing budget resolution. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carries unanimously.
Mr. Chair, that concludes my report.
All right, thank you, Mr. Breen. Next up, we have Instructional Services Committee with Mrs. Boyette.
Thank you, Mr. Borkin. The Instructional Services Committee met, all members were present this afternoon at 4:30, plus other members of the board joined us. There were several information-only items, and let's look at what they were. Okay. First of all, there was a contract with Discovery Ed for North Carolina Science Experience grades and used in grades 5 and 8 as the professional learning package in the amount of $34,920. Also, for EC contracted personnel with Dragonfly Vision, not to exceed $90,000, and with Venture Rehabilitation Group, just for preschool, not to exceed $70,000. And those were just for notification. The next item for information was no more Power School. We are now moving into Infinite Campus. I am happy to say that we were not one of the first counties that was moved. We didn't volunteer for that.
You're welcome.
And, but we will all be moving to Infinite Campus. I'm told that it will do everything, except we hope be open to, people getting into our data, but I'm told that it will encompass all of the things that Power School could do for us with a few add-ons. And like it or not, we are moving forward with it, and we have great hopes that it will be a wonderful working system. I learned today that it will run on your household address. So you are encouraged to make sure, if you want to find your child, that they are in the right household address with the school. Okay. Next item is draft policy 4160. This is the first reading, and it is on dual enrollment for high schools. This policy was putting into policy what we had been doing for a couple of years. It spells out how students may attend, some students in WAVE or some students that are homeschooled can have dual enrollment in the high schools. And this is a first read on that policy. The last item under information is revised administrative regulation 9200, our energy management. It seems that our comfort didn't cost so much that we couldn't change it. So we are being able to lower the thermostat to 73 in our during the cooling season. That's the only change that I see in it, but
Easy,
hallelujah for
Dr.
that.
Fitch, easy.
And that concludes the information items. Now to contracts requiring board approval. There are two items that we talked about today. One is with the Birch Agency. It's for EC contracted personnel not to exceed $100,000. The second is with Venture Rehabilitation Group, this one being K-12 for EC contracted personnel, not to exceed $200,000. On behalf of the Instructional Services Committee, Mr. Chair, I move that we accept these two contracts with the Birch Agency for not to exceed $100,000 and the Venture Rehabilitation Group not to exceed $200,000, both for EC contracted personnel.
Second.
All right, it has been moved by Mrs. Boyette and seconded by Ms. Powell that we adopt the Birch Agency contract for the EC contracted personnel not to exceed $100,000, and that we also adopt the Venture Rehabilitation Group EC contracted personnel not to exceed $200,000. Is there any discussion? All in favor, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously.
Our next item was, it's time to update our AIG, or Academically and Intellectually Gifted Plan. Our plan runs for 3 years, and 25, 26 is the last year, so we have to submit our new plan for 27. This coming plan will run from 25, 26 to 27, 28. It was updated without major changes to the plan. We addressed some changes that were required. We are adding a universal screening procedure. We're going to start giving the COG at second grade instead of third grade where it was given. Of course, that means the ones that were in second grade this year will take it in third grade to bring them up to speed. We're also expanding our efforts at early identification using additional tools in K through 2 to try to identify more students that could benefit from AIG enrichment and services. We also, in our identification criteria, we added some things at the high school level in the hopes that we could identify and allow more students to participate there. Some of those were the PSAT, the SAT, the ACT, and the AP scores, as well as a GPA benchmark scores that they make during the school year. The last item was a portfolio evidence form and checklist that has been added to this process. And already in the plan, there was a student self-referral or a parent referral, and we are making sure that that is emphasized, that the procedures and the form that has to be submitted, but we're hoping to identify more children, more students that way. The portfolio-based identification pathway has been more prominently emphasized and structured in this plan, there again, in an effort to identify more students. Documentation and record-keeping system is going from Power School to Infinite Campus, and so we'll have it all in there together. Our differentiated education plan updates include both academic and the addition of the social emotional goals. It is reviewed biannually with families and educators, and that was another update. So, Mr. Chair, on behalf of the Instructional Services Committee, I move that we approve the academically and intellectually gifted AIG plan extending from 25-26 to the 27-28 school year.
Second.
You said 27, 28?
I'm
Is
looking.
that right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, perfect. All right, it has been moved by Mrs. Boyette and seconded by Ms. Powell that we approve the academically and intellectually gifted AIG plan from 2025 to 2026 and extend it to 2027, 2028. Is there any discussion? All in favor, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Mrs. Boyette.
The next item is a highlight of the year. It's the CTE Technical Education Updates and Highlights. And I was just blown away today during the presentation and the documentation that we received. And if I were to sit here and try to go through all of this, I could never do it justice or do it well. So it is, I think we need to get this out into the hands of the public, our students, our parents, the community, the business, because we have so much to shout about from students that are receiving certificates and different things that allow them to go right to work, making a whole lot more money than teachers do. But I forget I said that second part because we sure do need good teachers. But anyway, that I am asking that we approve these updates and highlights from the CTO program and charge the administration to make efforts to get these materials and accomplishments into the hands of the public, of our public.
Second.
All right, it has been moved by Mrs. Boyette, seconded by Ms. Powell, that we approve the updates and highlights of career technical education, also known as CTE. Is there any discussion? All in favor, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Ms. Powell.
We have three board policies that are up for a second read, and I would like to do them at once unless they're in committee meetings. No one brought up any discussions or items that needed to be changed. The first one is revised policy 3400, evaluation of student progress, and it changes the grading scale and letters to match the State Board of Education policy. The next one is revised policy 3420, student promotion and accountability, and it talks about credit recovery and some other minor items. It's not pass-fail any longer. It receives a score. And the third one was revised policy 3620, extracurricular activities and student organizations. And it spells out how students, such as WAVE students, can participate in extracurricular activities and student organizations in our schools. So on behalf of the Instructional Services Committee, Mr. Chair, I move that we approve revised policy 3400, evaluation of student progress, revised policy 3420, student promotion and accountability, and revised policy 3620, extracurricular activities and student organizations, all on second reading.
Second. All right, it has been moved by Mrs.
Thank you,
That's what I'm-
thank you, Ms. Powell. Thank you, I'm sorry. I forgot revised policy 4400, and it is on attendance, so please, let's don't forget that one. This one brings up to date all the information on attendance. It emphasizes, and I'm going to say, when your child is absent, there are 5 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days that you must provide a note or that attendance cannot be excused. 5 days. It also goes into expectations, what is an excused and unexcused absence. Since we've gone to our new infinite, I almost said infinity, infinite schools, there will be an early checkout. So no longer, if you leave early, will you be counted tardy. You will have an early checkout. And I think that just about spells that out. So in addition to the first 3 policies I named in my motion, I move that revised policy 4400, attendance, also on second reading, be approved.
Second.
All right. Well, I think we already had a second down here with Dr. Fitch and Mr. Breen. Is that
Sure.
right?
Yes.
All right.
Disregard mine.
Okay, thank you. All right, so it has been moved by Mrs. Boyette and seconded by Mr. Breen and Dr. Fitch that revised policy 3400, evaluation of student progress, revised policy 3420, student promotion and accountability, revised policy 3620, extracurricular activities and student organizations, and revised policy 4400, attendance, be approved. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye. Aye. All opposed, let it be known by the nay. I don't know.
He's running out of words too.
Yeah, I'm pulling a brain
It's the end of the school year. Words are hard.
Any nays? All right, motion carries unanimously.
That completes my report.
All right, thank you. Next, you're laughing at me. Next up, we have Mrs. Powell.
I move that the Wilson County Board of Education go into closed session to consider confidential personnel matters as provided in the North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11, A1 and 6, and 115C-319 through 321, to consider confidential student matters as provided in North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11, A1, and North Carolina General Statute 115C-402, and the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act 20, United States Code 1232G, and to consult with the Board of Education attorney and preserve the attorney-client privilege as provided in North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A3.
Second.
All right, it has been moved by Ms. Powell and seconded by Mrs. Boyette that the Wilkes County Board of Education go into closed session to consider confidential personnel matters as provided by North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11, A1 and 6, and 115C-319 through 321, to consider confidential student matters as provided in North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A1 and North Carolina General Statute 115C-402, and the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act 20 USC 1232G, and to consult with the Board of Education attorney and preserve the attorney-client privilege as provided in North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A3. Is there any discussion? All in favor, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. We are now in closed session.